There really is just one way to enjoy Victoria 3 when you're playing as the Americans, and that is obviously to take everybody's oil. That's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be starving the world of oil, take all the oil fields, and then watch the world economy burn to pieces. I have a little bit of a request. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. I'm trying to reach to 200,000 subs, and if we get that by the end of this month, I'm going to do a mega campaign starting from Imperator Rome all the way to Stellaris. That's 7 grand strategy games we're going to be exploring together. Now, to give a little bit of an overview on our situation here, we are essentially the strongest nation in our campaign. We have 352 million GDP. We got a standard of living of 16, which is the highest in the world. Population wise, we are 4th right after the Russians, the Indians, and the Chinese. But not to worry, we're going to rapidly boost up our population. Because of the more recent changes, we are getting insane amounts of migrants, so that's never going to be an issue for us. We've also basically puppeted most of South America, Central America completely puppeted. We still have parts of the Brazilian bits that we need to puppet, so we're going to work on that in this particular part as well. I don't want to take over the entire world, but I do want to have all of North and South America, including Canada, a little bit of Africa. We do have some colonies here and there, and we will of course take over the Middle East, because everybody knows the Middle East has a lot of juicy oil fields that are really just a part of our nation. Economically speaking, we're not doing too bad. We also have 33 million loyalists. Everybody loves us. And from a political standpoint, we have some of the best legislation, including public schools, proportional taxation, free trade, interventionism, universal suffrage, guaranteed liberties, protected speech. So we are ahead of everybody when it comes to our technology. We also have 72% literacy, which is massive. That ends up with 157 innovation every month that we're getting right now. And in this run, we're gonna of course get what's left when it comes to good legislation, including women's suffrage. We want to make all the women in our country suffer. We want to make sure that all of our women have equal rights and suffer the same as the men. So that's going to be our next legislation. Let's check the institution. We will need to get a little bit more bureaucracy, because I need to get the health system to level 4. I have yet to do so, and for that matter, we probably could afford a little bit more colonial affairs. The thing is, most of Africa is pretty much colonized now. Just parts of Central Africa is not yet colonized, so I guess maybe I can just do it to more quickly and swiftly grab those lands before the other colonial powers do. Speaking of, these guys are in a defensive pact with the Portuguese, which is not bad. I have 35 infamy right now, so I could technically make these guys my protectorate for 4 infamy, and that way I can also fight against the Portuguese and take the Portuguese colonies in the same war in which I would be with the Congolese. Now, I technically did take it a lot more chill in this run. I only have 2 armies of 130 each, so we need to get some more armies, of course. Plus, we definitely need more construction sectors. We only have 1,400, which is really not that much. So we need to boost up our construction sectors ASAP. The more construction sectors, the more economic output we're going to have, and the faster our economy is going to grow. Plus, another issue is that I haven't properly electrified my grid. We only have 70 electrical power grids, which is essentially just the amount that you need for the town centers and a few other buildings. So we really need to get at least 30 power plants in each of our American states. And also, this place seems to be lacking infrastructure. So let's get some railways in there. Push them up at the front of the queue. Let's check our market right now. We have tools that are in short supply, so we have that queued up. We also need more textile mills, some automobiles, sugar, and some basic stuff here. What about sugar? Is sugar really that big of an issue right now? Quite a few sugar plantations. I'm surprised that we have issues with sugar. I could get sugar in my southern states, I guess. Might as well. Get some Alabama sugar plantation. Everybody knows people in Alabama are really, really sweet. Am I right, guys? If you say no to that, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna make sure you know they're sweet. Okay, yes, come back. Oh, I'm sorry. We just unpaused and we went up to 656,000 for our economy. Okay, but right, speaking of, let's get the construction sectors. I actually forgot to queue those up. Oh, I realized why I have so much money. I did not invest in a few things, like increase my government spending. My government wages is actually really bad, so we're gonna need to boost this up a tiny bit at least. We got even more migrations from all over the world, and apparently we have worst event ever. So we gotta choose between keeping Namakalakala land. Right now we have 9,000 GDP and 30,000 pops, but this is gonna block our expansion in here if we give it to the French. I really don't want to give this to the French. Oh, actually no, my bad. This is the one that allows us to get the claim over Namakalakala land. I don't care about the claim over Namakalakala land. I love to see that we have Suez Canal, Panama Canal, White House, and Statue of Liberty. We have so many monuments already, and we got more migrants from the Danish lands this time. Okay, I mean, mean, we're getting all the pops to come over to the New World. It's almost as if we are the most desired spot in the planet. For migration, that is. Kind of historical act. End of the day, the reason the US became such a massive and beautiful country is because of all the migrants that chipped in. What do you know? North Germans migrating to. Holy snaps, everybody wants to come here, man. Come on. Leave some space for all of us real Americans, huh? Talking about the natives, clearly. All right, we got some oil in Utah, so we're gonna have to attack Utah, except Utah is one of our places. That's one of the issues that I'm having right now. There's really not that many spots that have oil that are not already a part of me. So yeah, another issue I have is that I'm waiting. Oh my God, we can have up to freaking 50 oil rigs in California and another 40 in Oklahoma. I didn't know that. Is that actually accurate, or is it just that we need to wait for Texas to get more oil rigs, which obviously will happen as time progresses, right? And also, we got voting phase for women's suffrage. This went up really quick. I'm talking super quick. It's almost as if women have rigged the elections to make this happen, huh? Not calling anybody out, but them women be sus, bro. Them women be real sussin'. Let's go ahead and out-click some of these government administration buildings around our country. Honestly, my pops is going up so fast, especially in the Midwest, that I'm just struggling to make enough workplaces. I don't have enough jobs for these people, man. They need to calm down and stop migrating so quickly to my land. And what the hell is this? Why is this looking like this? Is this supposed to be a town? Why are there so many mines over here? Oh, no way, man. So in areas where I have a lot of mines built, it actually shows on the map. I never freaking knew this. Is this new? Yet again, more Germans migrating to our lands. Okay, buddy. Let's go ahead and check actually the map for oil to see where all the oil is around the world now. So we are the world's #1 producer with 6,000, followed by the Brits afterwards. So let's check the production map mode. Where are the British producing it? Some of it is in actual London. Then we have some in Normandy and in the Dutch lands. It's not too much though. A little bit in Africa. We have some in our vassal area here in Madagascar. And there's going to be a lot of oil that's going to pop out here. So we're going to need to start expanding in the Middle East ASAP. In fact, I'm going to do it as soon as my current war is done. Wait, did we actually finish the war against Hero land? We did. All right, cool. So let's attack Yemen then. I know what you're thinking. Ludi, how come you didn't attack this at the start of the campaign? I didn't plan to steal everybody's oil at the start of the campaign. I thought it would be a nice thing to do on the second part of the campaign, just to spice things up, right? Role play historically accurate America. Now I'm going to create a third army, a little bit of a smaller army too. I'm going to bring this up at the top of the queue because I want to make sure that I have a smaller contingent which I can use in the Middle East, because most of those nations in the Middle East don't really have many soldiers, so it's significantly easier to fight against them with a smaller contingent. Let's say 40 infantry, and I don't know how much shrapnel artillery, like 20 I guess should be fine. Ooh, yes baby, 15% workforce ratio and 33% dependent enfranchisement at the cost of 5% birth rate is not a big deal, because truth be told, birth rate's not how we get our population, that's for sure. And it looks like we have some support for multiculturalism. Bro, I would love to pass this, but 5% success chance is pretty low. I'm gonna try and help that out by getting an agitator. Let's see, what do we have now? We've got support for multiculturalism. Okay, so we have one agitator for that. National Guard, I don't need you, I'm sorry. We cannot arrange an accident because we don't have the secret CIA anymore, so that kind of sucks. And we cannot exile him also because we have protected speech now. That really sucks. But can you go away though? Oh no, she wants National Guard also. Susan, you were the main advocate for women's suffrage. How come a woman suffrage person wants National Guard? Like, what is up with that? Can you actually explain that to me? National Guard is not going to help your women, all right? Unless you want me to recruit these women in the National Guard, which wouldn't be the most optimal way of suffering. Yeah, I'm going to name these guys the U.S. Coast Guard, and they're going to be pink, just like the U.S. Coast Guard is very, very pink. Coast Guard, do a naval invasion. And we just overtook the Russians as the world's third greatest population. How the hell did the Russians get to 90 million though so fast? I'm actually surprised by that. Their country is dog shit. Like, they've got what, 33% literacy, 70 mil GDP, and somehow they managed to get all that population. Is that from birth? Oh my god, they must have insane birth, don't they? For sure they do. The territory of Hawaii. We can occupy the island but keep them autonomous. That's going to give us 7 infamy and they become a puppet. If we don't do so, somebody else will. We can annex them for 21 infamy, or we will not be part of the queue. Yeah, no, we're going to make them a puppet, clearly. We're going full on historical here. Now my question is, why is this event giving me more infamy than me just directly puppeting them? If I don't do it via the event, I do it before the event triggers. Why is that less infamy? That makes no sense. What the hell, man? Somebody explain that. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm back to 300,000 positive balance. I need to build more construction sectors. I need to build a lot more, don't I? Yep, I need a ton more. Now we also have some massive coal shortages because of the extra construction sectors we've been doing. So let's queue up some more coal, shall we? My favorite part, honestly, is how I didn't even tell the U.S. Coast Guard to stay here as a default, but they already know what I'm thinking, and they stationed themselves in Arabia, making that their home center. Pretty smart, not gonna lie. Now, because we don't need to do any more naval invasions, at least, well, we'll do some, but we have enough fleet for that. We're gonna get a few more cavalry, and we're gonna get a few more artillery as well. After a serious amount of success chance increasement, we've actually managed to get this down to drafting phase, so we probably will get multiculturalism, which means that we likely will be able to turn everybody into Yankee, because right now we have a lot of different cultures in our country. We got 41 million Yankees, 9 million African Americans, 8 million Dixies, and then the rest are all Mexicans, English, and so on. So we're on the right track, that's for sure. Also, we're at war with the Egyptians. I'm gonna get my second army here as well, just in case. We're gonna be liberating Sudan. We're gonna be taking the Palestinian lands, because those are rightful American clays. Everybody knows this is American land, as well as Sinai for that matter. Might as well, since we have Suez there, right? Plus, we're taking Lahej. We're technically doing this because they joined on the side of Lahej, so we're just taking advantage of the fact that they were stupid enough to actually help Lahej. Or my bad, it's Mara, not Lahej. Yeah, that's right, Egyptians. We're here, and we're here to stay. I don't think Egypt has any oil except maybe in this area, but I might be wrong. If they do decide to get some oil, we're gonna have to pay them a visit again and afterwards. And yes, look at that. Our units are absolutely obliterating the Egyptians. They already went down to basically no manpower left. Let's check the actual war screen. I want to see how many damage we inflicted. We murdered 220,000 of them, and they barely did a dent in ours. Only 60,000 dead and 91 wounded. And remember, we also had to migrate across the entirety of the Atlantic to reach their land. So yeah, think about that for a sec. All right, let's go ahead next and let's get, what are we gonna go for? Standard oil might not be so bad actually, because it's gonna give us the oil throughput, the transport throughput, and the railway throughput again. So yeah, let's go for Standard Oil, a proper American company. Oh yes, baby, multiculturalism. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So I'm gonna go over to my cultures, and I'm gonna hover over, say, the most random of culture. So let's say Bidan. I don't even know where the hell Bidan is from. Let's wait for a couple of weeks and see how many of these are gonna get converted to Yankee now. Okay, none of them are getting converted to Yankee, but let's try another one. Afro-Caribbean. Okay, Afro-Caribbeans are getting converted. Basan. Okay, they're all getting converted. All right, so every single culture, or most cultures, are getting converted to our primary Yankee culture now. That is amazing. Let's see the difference now. So it was 60, 50 before. Now it's 71,000 per month getting converted to Yankee. That is massive, guys. That is actually freaking massive. Plus, the best part is that we lose so many radicals because everybody now is an accepted culture. There's no discrimination in our country whatsoever. Ooh, Zevar is over. Okay, let me check. Oh, look at that. That is exactly what the Middle East should look like, in my opinion. Might as well just annex whatever's in this area today as well, so we get rid of any conflict. You know, they cannot fight each other if they're all a part of the US, so can they now, right? Considering I completely forgot to do Congo earlier, I'm gonna do it now since I can still attack Portugal. Oh, I could turn the entirety of Portugal into a protectorate. That wouldn't be too bad, but no, I'm gonna just take their stuff first. Or you know what? I just realized I could also wait until Portugal makes these into colonial administration lands, and that's gonna be less infamy if I take that then. What should I do? Should I wait for it? Shouldn't I wait for it? Maybe I'll just take Lorenzo Marquez, since that's a part of my state in Gaza, and I really want to take it because it's a really high GDP and population state. Plus, it's gonna have a lot of rubber here that I can make use of. Same thing with Zambezia, quite a little bit of rubber, and even Mozambique. Nah, I'm gonna take a couple. Let's say 66 is fine for now. This way, after this war, we're gonna chill, and then in the next one, once we have like 30 infamy or so, we can take the rest of the provinces when they're also turned into colonial holdings. And I talked all that for nothing because these bastards actually backed up. Can you stop backing up, people, please? You're breaking all my monologues, for Christ's sake. Hold up a second, I just realized Jabal Shamar is a communist nation? These scumbags are commies? Oh my god, we just liberated the world from communism. We are finally the good guys. Clearly, this is what it all summed down to, getting 500 mil GDP so we can destroy Jabal Shamar, the greatest threat to humanity. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what the founding fathers were talking about, okay? Clearly, this is what they were talking about. And if you don't agree with me, I got a place in Guantanamo Bay right for you, brother. They serve the best hawk meat sandwiches over there. You know one feature that I would absolutely love to see added in Victoria 3? The ability to trade states in exchange for paying off a nation's debt. So I pay off, for example, all of Spain's debt, which is freaking massive. In return, they give me Cuba. I don't need to attack them for Cuba. I don't get the infamy. They get the money. They fix their their economy. They get rid of one disgusting little puppet that wouldn't have done anything good for them anyway, so everybody really wins. Ooh, we have a migration of the best people. Apparently they're migrating from Russia, out of all places. Who would have thought? Romania's not enjoying a good old Russian gulag? Guess they don't really. And we just got up to drafting phase. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna become a parliamentary republic. On the one hand, because my current ruler is absolute dog shit, and on the other hand, because at this point it really is not that great to have a monarchy, honestly. We might as well just go for a technocracy, or we can go back to a monarchy later whenever we get rid of this guy who is not really amazing. So I just changed my tooling workshops in Pennsylvania to assembly lines, and the amount of extra electricity we need is just ridiculous. We need to double our current electrical production, essentially. Actually, I can change this to coal fire plants, and that's going to change it. We're going to get more electricity, so that should cover that. Guess who's back? Back again. USA is back. Tell a Saudi Arabian. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? That's right, baby. We're going back to democracy, and we got 55 million loyalists with less than a million radicals, 17.3 standard of living, still #1 when it comes to standard of living, and almost about to take over the Indians in population without actually expanding ourselves. This is just from migration. We still pretty much only puppeted stuff around South America and the Middle East and so on. We didn't actually, you know, take lands directly. So if we're being technical, this is all Americans. This isn't really going to make much of a difference, but we're going for no migration control because we want to do the new Colossus journal entry. And right now, the only thing we need for the new Colossus journal entry is to just have no migration control. We've got all the other prerequisites. We've had all the other prerequisites for 50 years, really. So yeah. We also just did the War in the Mud journal entry, so we can get 6,000 progress on the defense in depth technology. Now, if we go over here, the defense in depth technology is right here. 12 months to finish this is actually insane, and that's going to give us siege artillery, which are extremely good units. So I'm actually going to queue that up next. Let's do it. And there you have it. We got more oil rigs in Texas. We're up to 50 in Texas, the same amount that we have in California right now. I'm actually going to just max out all my oil rigs around the entire country because oil is starting to be in really high demand. It's basically the backbone of our economy right now. Dude, this actually is insane. Like, I have, again, very low taxation, and I'm paying everything at maximum, and I'm still getting freaking 400, 300, 400 extra income. It's actually insane. Like, legitimately, it is insane. Who was I at war with? I didn't even notice I was at war with someone. What? We're doing really good, guys. We're actually doing really good. I need to start building a lot more electrical factories so I can get my 1 billion afterwards, and I'm also going to start ramping up my construction sectors because, like I said, look, we got 430,000, almost 500,000 again, and I don't know what to do with this money, man. It's too much freaking money. Stop giving me so much money, game. Ah! No, I'm actually kidding. I like the money. Just keep bringing all the money. Keep bringing all the money. We're gonna max out a few more of these construction sectors here so we can get more economy faster. You know, we're really ramping up our economy now. I suspect in just 4 or 5 years we're gonna have $1.5 billion GDP. And I mean, if we go on very high taxation, we already have 2.7 mil with 3.47, so that's roughly gonna be around 6 million GDP, 6 million total income right now. So in 5 years, that's gonna be double or close to double, right? I'm only showing this because I'm not sure if I'm going to show later the income because the way that I edit stuff, sometimes stuff gets cut out. And I'm showing this because I already had a dude asking in a previous video, or not asking, saying in a previous video, "Hey, Ludi, you showing the thumbnail that you get this much, but you don't actually get this much, bro." A lot of the times I get more than that, to be fair. And where do you think I get the freaking amount for my thumbnail, if not from the actual game? And holy shit, we're building so fast, I need to queue up more stuff now. I am going to make a point out of it, though. This video, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you my income in the game so you can see it for yourself, and then I'll put it on the thumbnail and just brag about it. Okay, there you go. Okay, we got the law changed, so now we've got the open arms event where we're gonna get 25% permanent migration attraction, guys, or we can go for the 100 prestige for 5 years as the new Colossus. Obviously, do not go for that. 25% permanent migration attraction is freaking massive. How do I put this into perspective? We've got 131 population now, right? If we're gonna go up to 200 million population with just least the 50 original American states that we have, plus a couple that we integrated. I'm not going to talk about those too much. This is mostly what we have mainly, okay? And just in these states, we have that much population. Let me put this in perspective. Remember Texas and how we had at the start like 200,000 population? Look at this. We got 7 million population in Texas. Look at South Dakota. We got 6 million in South Dakota. 4 million. 4 million. This is the Midwest. You want to see the other big boys? Look at Pennsylvania, guys. Pennsylvania has 7.5 million virgin boys. I mean, humans. Another 6 million in New York and so on. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Ludi, why didn't you focus on New York mainly? I focused on both, but for some reason, I don't know. I guess I just had a tendency of building more shit in Pennsylvania, which is why it attracted more population. Don't question it, man. Just shut up. Let's buff up New York. Tell you what, let's actually buff up New York. We do need to buff it up a little bit. And again, freaking 200,000 on the plus with low taxation. Brother, we need to make more construction sectors. Like I said, I'm not gonna sweat my ass on this run, but apparently I am sweating a little bit my ass. Now we do have a little bit less infamy, so let's go ahead and attack the Middle East. What's left of the Middle East, basically bring everything into our control. I think this is a puppet of Egypt, isn't it? Lahish. Yes, they're a tributary of the Egyptians and they're allied to Hejaz. That's my puppet, bro. Guess I have to wait until I lower their level to actual puppet because they're a dominion now. All right, in that case, let's just attack Nej. Nej Dias Maximus, 5.7 infamy. Egypt might support them. That would be awesome because if Egypt supports them, then we can once more attack the Egyptians and take Lahish from them. So you guys remember how we had that whole democracy this, democracy that thing earlier? Well, I'm not on board with it anymore, okay? It's time to switch things around. First we were monarchy, then we were democracy, now we're going technocracy. Why are we doing that? Is it because it's better to have academics, engineers, officers decide our government situation? No. Is it because we want the appointed bureaucrats? Actually, really no. Is it because of the memes and because we get an awesome name change? Actually, exactly why. Yay! 800 million GDP. Huzzah! Look at that. Right after us is the British with 225 million. What the snaps, peeps? That is a massive disparity between the two of us, isn't it? And it looks like the British actually the British, Raj, Qing, France, and Great Britain are about on the same level, really. Revolts in this game can also be pretty tough sometimes. Like, look at this. We have a revolution for enacting old age pension. 10 million people would be more radicalized, would be more loyal. We have 60 million loyalists, so we're pretty good as it stands. But look at that. The revolution is essentially the entirety of my country with the exception of a couple of states on the edge here. So we pretty much have to enact this. And it's not too bad. It's only 50% support for it. So technically, we might be able to even get rid of it if we really want to by lowering the support for it. And maybe I should do that, because I don't really want to give old age pension yet. We can do it later. I think it's time for me to start integrating South America. I didn't want to do it, but I have to because I've had 7 fucking revolts in Haiti alone. It's preventing me from attacking nations because I'm going from revolt to freaking revolt, dude. Same with Guatemala, Honduras, and shit. Like, stop revolting, you freaking asshole. Actually, stop revolting. Oh my god. I want to be expanding in the Middle East and you're revolting. I cannot even freaking expand, my dude. Bro, are you kidding me? We actually have to cancel technocracy because these scumbags really fucking want to have that old pension and they're getting a lot of support for it. So that kind of sucks balls, not gonna lie. That actually kind of sucks balls. And we got 84 success chance, so that's gonna pass insanely fast. Oh, are we at peace? We're at peace. Oh, let's start annexing everybody now. First with freaking Haiti. Screw you, Haiti. Well, guess what? Me trying to annex Haiti upset the Spaniards. So what does that mean? It means that we're taking Puerto Rico and we're also taking Cuba. Transfer subject of Cuba. Fuck you, Spain, you scumbags. Now we actually have an army. You're gonna get Schnapple-doo. You're gonna get Schnapple-doo. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Gonna fuck Spain up. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Real bad. Let me get war reparations as well. Actually gonna liberate the Philippines too, just because I can to mess with you bastards. I'm trying my best now to get graduated taxation. If we do that, our economy is gonna massively ramp up. It's gonna lower our income tax a little bit actually, but that's fine because we're gonna keep income tax on very low taxation, whatever the case. We don't want to push that up above very low taxation. The best part is, however, that the consumption tax is gonna increase and the dividend is gonna increase massively. Actually, consumption stays the same, I think, right? Yeah, it's the same. Dividends is another 7.5%. Right now, we're only getting 100,000 from dividends, so that's gonna be 400,000 from dividends, which is something that you're gonna get on very low taxation anyway, so it's really, really juicy. Graduated taxation is the best type of taxation at the end part of the campaign. You don't want to get it early on, of course, when you're not gonna have that much dividends to be taxing in the first place. Also, I will still try to gun for technocracy afterwards, and after technocracy, I might go council republic, or if not council republic, I might go back to monarchy. Let's see, albeit my eyes are in council republic and command economy. I'm not saying I'm going technocratic communist nation, but I'm going technocratic communist nation. Maybe it's not guaranteed. Okay, the main theme still is to steal everybody's oil, and we're really making massive progress on that end. Now let's go ahead and wipe out the Spaniards, since we managed to take Haiti. Boom shakalakadones. Attackius Cubius Maximus. Get some more Generalius in there. Ooh, this guy's pretty chatted up. Holy shit, he is really chatted up. Oh my god, we got 66 million Yankees and 16 million Afro-Americans. Look at that, we're getting 100,000 per month converting to Yankee and 35,000 to African-American. We're losing all the minorities, and even though we're converting everybody because we have such an amazing nation, everybody's happy. There's no cultural turmoil except from the Moss. But then again, everybody fucking hates the Moss in my country. We should wipe them out, freaking scumbags, ungrateful sons of bitches. Bro, we went down to 0. Okay, you know what? Cancel this. Cancel the freaking graduated taxation. That's a big disappointment right there. Huzzah! We enforced on the Spaniards, which means we got all their holdings in North America. And best part is that we liberated the Philippines, which is now an independent nation. So hopefully they're gonna have a bright future for the next few years until I attack them and make them a puppet. It's time for freedom in the Philippines, baby. No, but obviously I'll give them some time because I need to take the oil in the Middle East. Let's also switch to telephone switchboards. Now, this means we're going to use significantly less paper, and we're going to start using a lot of telephones. As it stands, our telephone factories really didn't have much of a point of existing. So by making that switch, we're getting a ton of bureaucracy, 12,000 bureaucracy, and we're giving up reason to exist for our electrics industries. That's the most important bit. Now, South Dakota does not have enough electricity, so that is a big issue right there. Let's go ahead and alt clicking for some electrical factories here first. And I'm going to cancel the radio production for this one because obviously we don't need radios. We just need telephones. The great part about all the extra bureaucracy, which now is at 17,000, is that we can start integrating the areas that we have not yet made a full incorporated states, such as Puerto Rico. Let's give little Puerto Rico its rightful place amongst our states, something that real life USA has yet to do. Gonna make even all the Middle Eastern parts full integrated parts of our society. So now if we switch to very high taxation, we're up to 7 million. And this is at a point where we're actually doing so-so. We're not doing that great. And it's already 7 million. That is just insane to me, honestly. Let's go back on very low taxation though, because we don't want to lower our standard of living now, do we? After these 2 rebellions are done, I'm gonna start annexing Honduras, Guatemala, San Salvador, and Los Altos, because these 4 states alongside Haiti are the states that usually gave me the hardest problems. Like, they kept getting revolts every 5 seconds, so I don't want to have to deal with that shit. I want to make sure that I keep only the areas in the New World that don't revolt every 5 seconds, so that I can focus on my expansion into the oil-rich fields of the Middle East. Huzzah, boys! We also got tractors. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's see what we're going to queue up technology-wise next. I think macroeconomics, of course. The MAPI 5%, which is a huge deal, and the extra company. And we almost finished, actually. Oh, wow. Let's go for paved roads, actually, since we almost finished it. So in 3-5 months, we get that done. And then macroeconomics. Honestly, pretty much all of the society last year researches are freaking insane. I mean, modern financial institution, mass surveillance gives the taxation capacity. All of them are just awesome. You really want to get all of them ASAP. Authority plus 10%. Literally all of these are freaking insane. Actually, you know what? Analytical philosophy probably would be better because we get a lot more innovation from that, but we already capped that innovation, so I'm not going to bother with it now. Let me just put into perspective how bad the situation is in these particular areas, right? We just annexed Honduras, and look at that. Honduras has 90 freaking % turmoil. My dude, what the hell is going on here, man? What the actual hell is going on here? Obviously, as we integrate this, or incorporate this, we're gonna start benefiting from our own institution. So the more incorporated it is, the less the turmoil is gonna affect us. And of course, once we have it at 100 incorporation, it's gonna be obviously significantly better from every single perspective. Looks like we just got cruisers too, so let's go ahead and upgrade our fleet to cruiser fleet. Well, actually, we cannot upgrade these to cruisers because the unit type is too different. So because of that, I'm gonna have to build a new fleet, and I'm gonna delete all of the old ships afterwards. So we're pretty much getting massive amounts of migrants. Right now, we've got 168 million people. 15 million are unemployed. We're struggling to keep up with the jobs that they need. But I'm gonna double down on that, and I'm gonna get my next company, the American Oil Incorporation, which is going to give an extra 10% attraction, a migration attraction, plus 20% company throughput for the oils, which is something that we desperately need. Right now, oil alongside iron are our biggest problem, so we're going to try and get some more of that. We've gotten most of the Middle Eastern parts already, so I'm probably going to have to start getting some of the European parts or double down on the African colonies first, because for example, the French Congo colony has quite a lot of potential oil, and we need to get that for strategic American reasons. So we've already broken through the 1 billion mark. We're now standing at 1.1 billion, and we're freaking super quickly increasing. I'm also gonna start properly electrifying the US, because unfortunately some of my main issues are because of lack of enough electricity around the lands here, which also means I don't have enough oil. I need more oil. Oh my god, dude, oil in the last part of the campaign, if you're a big economy, it is going to be hugely important. That's why I'm genuinely thinking not to even bother with the Canadians. It's 63 infamy, and instead of that, I can use 63 infamy to grab 4 or 5 oil producing provinces within Europe or within Africa, right? Oh man, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to get public health insurance, guys. It's a sad day that freedom loses out to those commie bastards, but they might be onto something with public health insurance. Maybe, you know, giving everybody equal opportunity to go to a hospital is not so bad. That being said, the free people in our country want to reintroduce child labor. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you guys do that. I'm gonna also recruit a buttload of scout cruisers so we have a proper fleet to fight against the British, because that moment's soon approaching. Oh no, the industrialists. They want to see the world burn. Movement to enact child labor gets political movement support reduction. I like to have my people educated. 84 literacy is freaking huge. I don't want to go back to 20% modern American numbers, you know what I mean? I'm so close to getting this down to 500,000 disloyal people. Imagine less than 1 million radicals and 107 million loyal. That is just, you can literally look at the map. You can see the, oh my god, this is beautiful. This is actually, I'm gonna use this for the thumbnail for sure. Look at that. You can see the green is extra green in my land. And for the standard of living as well, look at that, man. 19.6, second after us is 17.1, the peeps above us. And again, if you look at the map, let's check the standard of living map. Look at that, man. Oh dude, that is actually insane. We're the best country in the world right now by far, and I mean, we're doing so freaking good. It's not even any sort of a challenge, really. We can do whatever we want to. We just need to set our mind to it right now. And look at that, Europe just got the Confederation of the Rhine, so there's no more Prussia. We have the Confederation of the Rhine. The map itself in Europe is absolutely disgusting, though. I mean, what the hell is going on here? 1914, we don't even have Greater Romania. We got Australia, Hungary. We got France with parts of the Rhineland. Ew, like actual freaking ew. Oh, the Confederation of the Rhine wants a defensive pact with us. Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna be bestest of friends with you guys. I'm not gonna offer you an alliance for that, though. You should work your way towards getting an alliance with me. I'm the big boy here. You should be thanking me for protecting you, Prussia / Confederation of the Rhine. Okay, we are gonna need more armies too. I don't have many right now. Let's get 2 more army groups established, shall we? So let's get one in the Dixielands and another one we shall be getting in the in the northern bits and the Great Plains. Now, obviously, we're gonna have a standard here. Let's say 100 with 80 and 10 should be the composition for all of our armies. You know, I really was thinking how to min-max the Americans at the start of the campaign, and looking back at my playthrough so far, I realized that one of the most important things, I believe, is rushing for monarchy. I'm not even joking. Going monarchy early might not be the worst thing ever. Plus, rushing colonialism in Africa pretty much is the meta as it stands right now. I'm kind of feeling the backlash of that. But we're down to 40 infamy, so we're going to be attacking what's left to attack in the African bits and the Middle East. And economically, we're doing super good. 9.6 million went on very high taxation, which obviously we're not keeping there. And just to put this into perspective, check out Pennsylvania. 84 million GDP just in this one state. I guess everybody wants a little bit of this penis. I mean, living in Pennsylvania, really. Still shocked to see how much population the Qing have, though. I haven't managed to dethrone them when it comes to population, but I'm pretty much first in everything else aside from population, though, so that's what really matters, right? I really hope you guys enjoyed this run. I had a ton of fun making this video, and if you enjoy the content in general, consider subscribing. I'm really trying to get to 200,000 by the end of the month, and then after, we're gonna do that massive mega campaign I was talking about. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.